Conflict of interest. This game is published by GMT, who are publishing my game, Red Dust Rebellion. Kia ora koutou and welcome to Cuba Libre in about 3 minutes. Review copy used. It has a solo mode, it's a game for wonderful players, playing time is long, and it's a pretty complex game. It's 1956 and Fidel Castro is launching his revolution in Cuba. Will he or the Batista government triumph? Or can the Directorio or the syndicates seize control for themselves? Each faction in this game has very different win conditions, and you check these whenever a propaganda card is drawn or at the end of the game. Area control. The board is broken into regions, and controlling them is key to winning. Card management. Each turn consists of resolving a card and the options on it. Asymmetry. Each faction has unique actions, units, and win conditions. Play a turn. Take the 4 propaganda cards and split the remaining cards into 4 piles. Shuffle them together and take the 4 piles on top of each other. Then draw 1 card and place it beside the deck. This is the current card. Then turn over the top card of the deck. That is the next card. All 4 factions are currently eligible, and we look at the current card to see what order they will act in. Green is first, and that allows them to choose one of these 3 possible actions to take. However, green is also first on the next card, so it decides to pass and get a bonus resource. Blue is the next eligible faction on the current card and can choose to take these 3 actions or pass. They choose to resolve the event, and that lets them pick either the shaded or unshaded text on the card to resolve. Yellow is the next eligible faction and must either choose to pass or do the action immediately beside the blue marker. Aside from the event, the options here are doing an operation, a limited operation, or an operation with a special activity. A limited operation is just an operation that affects only one region. Each faction has a list of operations it can do, as well as their companion specials. Knowing what your 4 operations and 3 specials can do is very important, but each faction has ways to get more forces, more resources, move forces, and attack. Let's do an operation and special. We start by placing down markers in all the areas we want to take this operation. Rally lets us place a rebel in a region. Lots more if we have bases. New rebels are added with their blank face to show they are hidden. We then use the black pawn to mark where we will do our special activity, infiltrate. We swap one of the police cubes for a hidden rebel. Later the government also does an op and special. First they transport troops from one city to this rural region. They then take the sweep operation, which allows them to find hidden rebels, flipping them to the revealed side. Only when a rebel is revealed are they vulnerable to being attacked and removed. Bases are always removed last, and can be shielded by having hidden rebels remaining. Control of regions, as well as support and opposition, is important for winning. To this end, rebel factions can conduct terror missions to erode opposition and support, and to sabotage and halt the government's economy. And the syndicate faction can muscle government forces into protecting their casinos so they can make money. Operations will cost resources, so mark that on the track here with your faction's resource marker. And when the board state changes, make sure to adjust it and the scoring track. Once both actions in a turn are done, move the ineligible factions to eligible, then mark the current factions as ineligible. Only eligible factions can act on the next card. Why would you like this game? I enjoyed the coin series enough to design my own game in it, so take my opinion with a big grain of salt. That said, Cuba Libre is the natural entry point to the series due to its relative simplicity and focus on the core concepts of the coin series. Later tiles can diverge substantially from the norm that Cuba Libre represents. The main great thing about coin is it's the best way I've come across to model irregular conflicts. When battles aren't all about lining up and shooting each other, it's about controlling territory as well as winning over the people or intimidating them into silence. As a result, this is a great game for any experienced wargamers or for other gamers looking at their very first serious wargame. The best thing about this game is once you know the basics, you can play it off the reference sheet. However, while each faction has a chance of winning, some have smaller roles in the conflict than others. This is because it's a historic game modeling a real conflict. Therefore, playing some factions will feel less impactful than others. Here's a shameless plug for my own game, Red Dust Rebellion. And for another lightweight wargame, try Shores of Tripoli. Cuba Libre, the red box of coin. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.